Yo, let's talk about the Impressions Expo. What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today we're going to be talking about the ISS Trade Show, or the Impressions Expo. Now, most of you guys know the Impressions Expo is coming up. It comes to Long Beach, California every single January. This thing is free to attend, but you got to remember, registration opens up months in advance, and that's when it's free. The closer it gets to the show is when they stop the free admission. Then you have to pay to get in. But the benefit for you guys is every transfer company, every vendor at the trade show will have a promo code leading up to the show that still gives you free entrance. You just have to type in the promo code when you register, or if you register late. Now, this thing is huge now. Before, this trade show was not as big as it is today. I know this because I've been attending this trade show for years now. You can go back 7 years on YouTube, maybe even 8 years, and I talk about the Impressions Expo. And when I was talking about the Impressions Expo, not a lot of people attended. Not a lot of people knew what this thing was. Now, every content creator's there, every content creator's talking about the Impressions Expo. So what is it? The Impressions Expo is basically made for anybody that decorates on garments. This thing is where every transfer company, every blank company, every printer company, anybody that has anything to do with decorating on garments, whether you screen print, use transfers, sublimate, DTG, DTF, rhinestones, vinyl, doesn't matter what you do. Every single manufacturer and vendor is under one roof for a few days. And like I said, this thing comes to Long Beach every single January, and I think it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This isn't somewhere where you come to buy stuff. This is where you come to do research and find new blank companies, find new transfer companies to work with. There's people giving out samples, free things, and there's some companies that are selling the demo models that they have on the trade show floor because they don't want to pack that stuff up and bring it back home. So they'll sell it right there for a discounted rate. A lot of times, if you wanted to buy stuff like that, it's better to get there early to work out your deals than wait till the very end. But that's how it works. So keep that in mind. This isn't somewhere that you go so you can go and shop for blank shirts. You're not going to be walking out of there with, 6 dozen blank t-shirts or anything like that. But if you wanted to work with a blank company and you only seen their online catalog, this is where you can touch and feel every single garment. Also, this is where you could set up accounts. You could talk to sales reps right there. Same goes for transfer companies. Transfer companies are giving out sample packs there. They're showing you what they have coming out for that year. Some of them are even doing live demos where you could press the stuff on yourself. So if you were looking for a transfer company to use, or maybe you've seen one online and you're like, oh man, I want to see what those transfers feel like, or I want to talk to somebody over there, this is the place to do it. This trade show goes to a bunch of different states. From my experience, Long Beach is the biggest one. This is the best place to go to do all the research you need. And I've been talking about this trade show since I got onto YouTube. When I first started attending this thing, it was invite only. You were only allowed to get in. There was no online registration or nothing like that. The only way you can get into the trade show was if you were invited by somebody that already attended or from a vendor that was giving out invitations. So when I started going, thanks to the homies from 110 South, the homie Raw Tombs, they put me on. They gave me that invite years ago. And back then it was only the blank companies and screen printers that were there. And a lot of the screen printers that were there didn't really care about selling anything. There wasn't nobody on YouTube talking about the trade show. There was nobody on YouTube talking about the t-shirt industry. So the trade show was a lot different. They were there to sell the big equipment. They didn't care about the home business guy. They didn't care about the hobbyists. All they cared about was selling their big machines. And then DTG boomed. And then when DTG boomed, every single booth was selling a DTG printer. The blank companies were always there. The transfer companies were always there. Vinyl companies were always there. It's just how it worked. Fast forward to last year, 2023, DTF boomed and every booth in there was selling a DTF printer. Nothing wrong with that. That's just the way the industry works. But the beauty in what the show is today is now they really cater to the home business. They cater to the guys that's like me and you, that's selling t-shirts out the house. They understand that the home business makes up a big population of this industry now. So we have the benefit of going to these shows and figuring out what's going to work for our business, or find new manufacturers and find new vendors and stuff like that. So if you're in this space, whether you run a custom t-shirt printing shop, whether you run your own print shop, whether you own a clothing brand or a streetwear brand, or if you're just into decorating on tote bags or whatever it is, if you're trying to be within about the decorating business, this is the trade show to go to. Now, if you haven't registered yet, because the show's coming up really soon, you could go to the Instagram of EconoTransfer or even Supacolor, and they have the free admission promo codes on their feed now. Some of your favorite blank t-shirt companies and some of your other transfer companies out there, they might have promo codes, but the ones that I've seen within the last week or two is EconoTransfer and Supacolor. Supacolor even sent out an email, if you're part of their email list, that has the free promo code so you can sign up and attend. Now, one of the benefits of going to this thing outside of doing your research is meeting all of your favorite content creators. This is the weird part for myself because I fall into that category of being one of the content creators. When I go to this show, I go to do research for my business, just like you guys. You'll see me walking around, you'll see me talking to vendors, you'll see me looking at demos just like you, because I go to this show for the research and doing the homework and finding out how to make my business better every single year. This is where I found my jacket manufacturers. This is where I find my blank hats. This is where I find my blank t-shirts that I use. This is how I found majority of the transfer companies that I use, was by going to these shows, getting samples and building relationships with these companies. Now, outside of me, every other content creator that you know is flying in and they're coming to the Impressions Expo in Long Beach. They'll be out there. So if you watch more people than just me, you'll see them out there. Sometimes they're working in booths. Sometimes they're sitting on panels and talking. Sometimes they're leading workshops. They're all there under one roof. So if that's something that you're into, by all means, you can go just for that. I make myself very accessible and I'm cruising around the trade show floor, drinking beer, slapping hands, hanging out with people. I try to minimize my obligations while I'm there because I want to go there and meet the people and actually talk to the people and make myself accessible to the people that watch me. So if that's something that you're into, that's a perfect reason to attend these shows too. Now, outside of all that, this isn't the place for you to come and try to sell t-shirts at or promote your stuff, because you got to remember, everybody attending this show owns a business too. They own a brand, they own a shop, they own something also. So maybe your target audience isn't there. It's a good place to promote yourself and stuff like that. That's cool. But I've had people that had backpacks full of t-shirts and they're trying to sell their t-shirts there. And I'm like, man, this probably isn't the best place to do it, because all of these people make shirts too. And they all know how much it costs to make these t-shirts. And nobody's really here to spend money on that kind of stuff. Everybody's here to do research for their own businesses. So if that's your intention on going, I would say probably leave the t-shirts at home. Yeah, you can bring your business cards and stickers and stuff like that to promote yourself. But I don't think there's going to be too many people there trying to buy t-shirts off of somebody when they make t-shirts themselves. You know what I mean? Now, outside of that, if you're a content creator yourself, and let's say you have a smaller channel, and let's say you want to start working with some of these companies, this is a perfect place for you to promote yourself and your channel to the companies that you want to work with, because a lot of times their social media person is there in the booth. The owners of these companies are in the booth themselves, and this is a good time for you to try to figure out if you want to work with some of these companies or the companies you've been, dying to work with. Make it easy for you to approach them and gives you an opportunity to pitch whatever you want to these people. So no matter the size of your content creation platforms, whether you have a big following or a small following, or you're just getting started, whatever the case is, this is a perfect place for you to get out here, bring your camera, document your experience at the show, and also get a chance to actually talk to the people that run these companies. I highly encourage that. Just because you see me out there with no camera and stuff like that, you don't have to do as I do. I do it that way because I like to just live in the moment and be cool with the people and hang out. And everybody that's ever seen me at the show can let you know, man, I'm cruising around the booths and I'm chopping it up with everybody and anybody that wants to have a conversation. For myself, I'm a content creator, but I'm the worst content creator because I'm not always on camera. I know some of these companies would love for me to walk in with a camera and be part of my platform, but at the same exact time, I'm there for the experience. I'm there to do research. I'm there to hang out. So if this is something that you're into, or it sounds like something you'd be interested in, sign up now. Like I said, go to EconoTransfer's Instagram or Supacolor's Instagram, or check your Supacolor email for the promo code. Sign up for free, attend. If you're not in California, and let's say you're on the East Coast, I know this show goes to Atlantic City. Chances are registration might be open now for the Atlantic City show. Sign up there. I know there's one in Texas also. And all you have to do is Google Impressions Expo, and then everywhere that this show goes to, it'll be listed on there. Find the one closest to you, or find the one that you don't mind traveling to, and hit it up. Now, if you have any questions about this, or if you're doubting me on the show or whatever, Go back 7, 8 years ago on my YouTube channel when I first got on, and you can see the video that I make about the Impressions Expo and telling you exactly why I go to this thing, because nothing's changed. That's the reason why I attend this show. I attend this show so I can do research for my business, for my brands, for my print shops. This is why I go. I want to touch and feel all the new blanks. I want to find new manufacturers. I want to see what's coming out. I want to see what the new trends are. I want to see what makes sense for me and my business. So check it out. All right, if you got any questions, make sure you leave it in the comments for me. Follow me on Instagram, BigBrandoTV. If you are attending, hopefully I see you there. I will be there Friday and Saturday. I look forward to meeting everybody attending this thing. And if you want to see me speaking on any of these panels or in certain booths or doing workshops and all that, let the Impressions people know who you want to see so they can make it happen, all right? Because until then, I'm just going to be cruising around, drinking beer and vibing with the people, man.